Hey, what's going on? Strat Soldier here for the weekend shift. How you guys doing? It is December 27th. December 27th. And I hope Christmas was great for everybody. Shout out to, what's up? Beach Bum, Aaron Bailey's in the house, Dub Jones, Grand Rising. Happy holidays. Hopefully you got what you wanted. Hopefully some winning positions was on your list because we had some good ones. If you don't know who I am the Strat Soldier, and I help people create winning positions in the stock market. And I do that by teaching a trading system called the Strat, so you can learn how to trade without losing your real money, your life, or your time. Okay? And you're gonna see all that at thestratsoldier.com. Check out my execution course. I also have I have a big sale on the combat load, which gets you everything on the site. Just use the promo code WIN. It gets you everything on the site to include a one-on-one with me to make sure you're on track. All right, but go check that stuff out. Pretty slow. It was a good week. It was trending. It was trending. Just not a lot of action. All right, not a lot of action. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let me see here. How you guys doing out there? I was going to say, let's go see what anything funny happened in Twitter. I'm going to go to that too quickly, but that's usually where we go. See what's happening in Twitter land. Give me a second here. Usually see what's happening in Twitter land. Santa Rally technically doesn't start till, actually started yesterday, but it starts after Christmas and into the start of January. That's actually the Santa Rally, and the trend is going up. So let's see what happened in, I got a few minutes on my intro. All right. Twitter land. Coaching session was real good. We went through the basics of the strat. We went through all three universal truths. That was a good session, real good session. All right, and let's see here. Let's go. Yep, there's final hours of that TrendSpider sale. Get in there. Get in there. I guess that ended on the 26th, but I'm sure they'll let you get in. There's that combat load I was telling you about. Okay. Combat load. Use that promo code WIN. All right, get in there. Get in there. Looking for funny stuff that happened in Twitter land. Shout out to Rashad. He's been here since Rob days. Nvidia in Hammer and Force on the week. That was great. All right, we're going to be looking at that. Definitely looking at that one. That's a good one. All right, Hammer in Force on the week. Takes out magnitude, doesn't quite get to the second target, but it's moving back up. That's what we want to see, and that's on a weekly chart. Weekly chart. All right, no domino effect crap here. I want to see that things at least give me a weekly. All right. Who's this guy? Let me see here. Chuck. This is a real good thread from Chuck. He talks about the psychology of losing profits. So you take the trade, it hits magnitude, and you want it to keep going, but then it starts moving down. He just talks about how that, how that all feels, and so that's a good read. I retweeted that. Go check that out. That's real good. Shout out to Mr. Failed 2, Samuel Adams. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Brent. What did I say here? Oh yeah, that's just my big old head. Anything really funny? Oh yeah, this thing. Okay, this thing. So the CRT, which is ICT stuff, but they're all like, finally a brand new concept, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, that's a 2-2 reversal. Let me see. I don't know if I can find my original. I was like, that's a 2-2 reversal. Yep. Welcome to the Strat. Welcome to the Strat. ICT is starting to copy us now, which is hilarious. But so I got some interesting comments on that thing. This is a real good video from Michael Noss. He's talked about using these 2 times and 3 times leveraged ETFs they're not bad. It's not like gambling or nothing like that. It's not like some, you know, I only had a different word for it, but it's good. It's good. It's not just for YOLOing. Yeah, right. It's not just for YOLOing. And we do talk about TQQQ and we talk about SQQQQ. It's just a good video on how to use those effectively. Mr. Failed to looking at this. We'll definitely be looking at this today. This is Nike. Finally got a hammer on the week for Nike. So we'll be looking at that. Time frame continuity is hell of a drug. Time frame continuity. Here's a good conversation here about looking at these higher time frames. I'm like, yeah, use that time frame continuity. All right, use it. Use that time frame continuity. What was this one? Oh yeah, this thing. It's too complicated. Way too complicated. Why not? You know, you got this. You got the downtrend. You got the BOS. You got accumulate turtle soup entry. You got this, that. Yeah. It's gonna be great. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. No way. No way. Not messing with that. Yeah. Here's another comment on that CRT thing. I was like, yep. First thing I thought when I saw them talking about CRT, candle range theory, Rob was right. Everyone's gonna be trading the Strat. Yeah, it's coming. Everybody's gonna be trading the Strat. Let's see, Optimus Prime, what was he talking? Oh yeah, this is funny. Merry Christmas, everybody. Like, I have all these indicators. How do I know if this is a buy or a sell? Let's see, I got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Anything else I hear? You shoot your eye out, kid. Yeah, very cool. I saw him, he's watching The Christmas Story. That's a dividend dog. He's a good one to follow as well. Shout out to Marley B. Sand Dollar in the house. Sand Dollar took my coffee cup out to the beach. Look at that, beach bum. Look at that. Took my coffee cup out to the beach. That's awesome. I love it. If you want one of these coffee mugs, get into the description. You can buy this coffee cup with the Strat starter kit on the website. It comes with 2 ebooks and the coffee cup. But if you want just the coffee cup straight up, go to the Whatnot shop and go there, buy that thing. All right, I love it. That's fantastic. Beautiful weather out there. Man, I wish I was on the beach right now. The execution course, yes. All right, talking about trading those actionable signals. All right, first actionable signal, define your entry stops and exits. Let's see here. Shout out to TiVo. He's going to be doing some good things next year. He's been going through some hard lessons, and he will be doing some good things next year. I know he will. Okay, I know he will. Shout out to John Smith. 2-2 reversal backup. All right, and that's SPY. He's doing great. He's doing great. Free trade. I think that's it for this week. Oh yeah, shout out to Mighty Soldiers. He's all like, yeah, man, I should, I try not to show too much boasting. I should show the good side and the bad side. I'm like, dude, all you show us is this. All he shows us is playing with his snakes and stuff. Like, come on, man. No. This guy, I've never seen this guy, JR Greatness, until a couple weeks ago. So yeah, we were talking about the exact same thing, dude. This is a 2-2 reversal. I don't care what anybody says. That's a 2-2 reversal. He trades the Strat as well, and he sees the same thing. So shout out to JR Greatness Trades. Shout out to Rose. She's been doing well. She has a very interesting story. She's been doing well. She's been doing well. John Smith, 50% up on SPY. 2-2 reversal back up on the week. Shout out to Sal. This is what I was talking about. So TiVo, he's going to be doing some great things next year, but he went from a big loss, and he's bringing it back up. He's coming back up. All right. All right, so he's been doing good things, learning the strat, learning how to trade the strat for real, learning how to create those wing positions, add to them, and defend them with tight stops. So a lot of people out here saying that they trade the strat and teaching some garbage thing, all right, some modified remixed thing, and it's not the strat at all. So 23rd, this was kind of funny. So bears saying double top, bulls saying equal highs, who wins? All right, that's a post from TrendSpider, and I was like, we'll see soon on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now that's a shout out to Tensho Trades. Me and him used to go back and forth with these all the time. It was so funny because we'd be like, you know, is this hammer gonna go in force? We'll see next time on the episode of Dragon Ball Z. Just really dramatic, just good funny stuff. Yep, Rev Strat back to the highs, 2 down, inside bar, 2 down, 2 back up. That was on Merc. Shout out to 8X Trades. They were doing really good on Merc. And that's my intro. He's been doing, I was trying to see if I could find that trade, but he's been doing really well at Merc. The 22nd he did. Merc doing the work. All right. Really super crazy good trade on Merc. All right. Doing fantastic. I love this. He's like, healthcare. Anyway, this guy's, I don't know what this guy's doing, but getting a shot. He's high on Novocaine or something. I love it. All right. I don't think there's anything else that funny out here. I think that was it. I think that are we at the beginning of the week? Let's see. Yeah. All right. That's it for that. Let's get into what happened last week. All right, so what happened last week? Let's go to the multi-view. I like seeing what's going on out there with everybody, and because I talk to everybody all the time. So if you're new here and you're like, man, why do we go through all your timeline? That was kind of weird. I like the stratters. I like the community. We have a good time laughing about the charts, because once you learn the strat, this stuff becomes hilarious. And I like talking to my stratters, all right, and we usually have a good time. So that's why. All right. So last week was a short week. This is TrendSpider multi-view. Okay, 2-2 reversal back up on the week. All right. Inside week on Dow Jones for next week. So this is lagging, not doing a whole bunch. QQQ 2-2 reversal back up, did not hit magnitude, but it's been moving. Okay, it's been moving, trending up. And then UVXY to the lows. All right, yes, you can work puts on this thing as it continues to go to the lows. All right, yes, you can work puts on this as it's going down. Okay, this just shows the volatility is not coming back up. All right, not right now anyway. All right, we'll see the beginning of the year. XLK 2-2 reversal back up, did not hit magnitude, but all right, it's moving, it's trending. All right. XLU utilities, possible 2-2 reversal back up on the week, but this ain't really moving just yet. So I like to see that be a hammer, honestly. XLE continuing to lows, and it has a Momo shooter for next week, and it's an inside bar. All right, so we want to see what this thing does below $44. All right, this did hit magnitude and get through this level of reclaim back here. Shout out to the people, the strat warriors that were in the coaching session. It got through all of this level of reclaim right here, and now moving back down, and it's about to clear this level of reclaim again. All right, so this thing is ranging. All right, trading sideways, just like doing this. Ugh, gross. All right, Labu 2-2 reversal back up on the week. It did hit magnitude. That's awesome. Biotechs Biotech. This is one I slept on. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like these little stubby. If you watch all my weekend shift episodes for the year, you'll see that I talk about how these are all stubby and crappy and yuck. Stubby and crappy and yuck, and not fun. This was really good right here. This really took off like around November, but these weekly charts, not the best. All right. So I can understand, I definitely could understand ignoring that. XLV was having a tough time all year until about October. 2-2 reversal back up in October, and it's been trending up. All right. We got an inside week for next week. That could go either way. XRT retail ends as a hammer on the week. Momo hammer on the week. Okay. We'll see what they want to do there. We'll get an exact price on that. Shaking my head, semiconductors did go 2-2 reversal back up, did not hit magnitude at all. All right, but that's Nvidia. All right, we got in on Nvidia. That's good. I don't know. I had to look at AMD again. I'm not sure what that did, but definitely Nvidia. XLP consumer staples ends as a hammer on the week. Ends as a hammer on the week. Let's see. So for actionable signals, we're looking for XLE, and we're looking for XLV, XRT, and XLP. All right. So energies, healthcare, retail, and consumer staples. Okay. Let's go back to the main chart. So for SPY, December was kind of messy. All right, December was messy. It ends as 2-2 up on the week, but here's December. All right, here's our learning line. Learning line. The first week was green, then it went 2-2 down in the middle of the month, and then 2 back up at the end of the month. Right, so it was a messy little month, not the best. Here is your here's your days for the entire month right here. You can see how it goes up, comes down, back up again. All right, not the best. Not the best. Now, if you're day trading or taking short-term swing trades, you could have worked it all the way up to the highs and then worked it down and back up again. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you could have done that. Yes. One thing I want you to notice is the trend is going up. Trend is going up, and your money flow index is just trading sideways. This shows they're not putting a lot of money in this. All right, this is just people, people in there, but not a lot. All right, not a lot. Your broadening formation on the 60-minute. All right, trending up for the last since the 18th, all the way back up on the 60s. That's good. That's real good. All right, so no big surprises really on Friday or in the middle of the week. We had Christmas off. Hopefully you guys are relaxing. All right, hopefully you're at home relaxing, playing with your new toys, or helping your kids set up their toys. All right, hopefully that's what you're doing. Dow Jones again inside on the day. No. Inside on the week. I'm sorry. Inside on the week, but the days were moving up. QQQ, no surprises. Okay, no real big surprises, nothing to scream at. I kept looking at the Russell 3000. It's doing the same thing as SPY, really. Okay, no shocker here. The trend is a little higher here on the money flow, but then that's just an extra indicator. What's going on? We got Ryan in the house, Beach Bum, Brent, and we got Car Dave is in the house. Car Dave is in the house. Looking at RTY, also Pepsi, and Neo. Man, Neo. I have an internal hatred for Neo. I don't know, man. No, I had some good trades in Neo back in 2020 2021. We can look at Neo. It did go. It's above $5. There you go. It's finally above $5. Now I was just talking about the money flow, so this is interesting. See, I was just trading sideways in the price, but the money flow is going up. People are starting to put their money in this, all right, which is weird. We'll be talking about Nike as well, because that's also starting to happen. That's funny. Neo used to be somebody. Yeah, I had some good trades on Neo back in the day, but yeah, way back here, Neo was like, yeah. Neo was one of the ones that made you feel like you're a great trader. You're like, yes, yes. I don't know what Neo does, but I'm good at this. And then 2021, death. Death. Man, banks. Okay. But yeah, death. Goodness gracious. Look at that broadening formation on the month. Goodness. All right. Anyway. If you guys did not watch Card Dave's, I'm sure you did, but go back and watch Card Dave's interview again about trading options, and then how he looks at the fundamentals of these stocks. So this could be something. If he's watching Neo, it could work. Banks are coming up for a pop. Okay. All right. Sounds good. I got 3 minutes left. Anything interesting in the news? Tesla did hit 500. All right, it did hit 500 this week, and then came right back down. Didn't really get killed. All right, didn't get killed. Kind of trading sideways like the rest of the market. Anything else in the news that was interesting? Nike was in the news. All right, and this is interesting because the CEO of Apple bought like, oh shoot, let me see if it's on the, it was like millions of shares at $58. Let me see here. Let's see if it's in the news here. Let's see if it'll let me go back that far. I'm looking for the news on Nike, where the CEO of Apple bought a whole bunch of shares. It's not letting me see it. All right, so I can't go back that far, but the CEO of Nike bought a ton of shares. $3 million. Yep, that's it. $3 million worth of shares. That's it. Tim Cook on the board of Nike. Yep. That's it. Huge position here. And it's funny because he bought all of that, and it's still snares through on the month. But I'll say this: we do have a hammer for it next week. This could be a way to get in, and I'm not telling you to dump a whole bunch of money in this, but it could be a way to start a small position and then see what the institutions really want to do. All right, just because this guy bought 3 million shares of Nike doesn't mean it's going to be amazing. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Maybe there's something coming down the pipe soon. All right. So we're definitely going to be putting this on the watch list for this week on Nike, and we're going to go from there. All right. Could be good for next year. Well, looking at the quarterly charts, it's 2-2 reversal back down on the quarter. 2-2 reversal back down on the quarter. And then on the yearly chart, look at that. All right. This guy's, it's not all-time lows, but he's buying it. He's buying it on the lows. All right. He's buying that thing on the lows. So we'll see what they want to do there. This weekly could be a way to start a small winning position. All right. Let's get in there. Let's look for some actionable signals for next week. Let's do it. All right, we in the tank. We in the tank. I see what's going on. You guys ain't coming in here until 11:30. I get it. All right. You're like, well, let me see these actionable signals. That's what we want to see. And that's all good. All right. So this is what we had for this week's weekend shift. We're going to go down and see what worked and then what didn't work. All right. We're going to pare this down, look for leftovers for next week. Coca-Cola went in force, did not hit magnitude, taking it off the list. Woo. Western Union, possible 2-2 back up. It did go 2 down, but remember, when it goes, if it just because it went 2-1-2 down, if it's green, that doesn't mean start shorting it. All right, that means wait. All right, but looks like it wants to go the other way, so we'll leave it on there. Some leftovers. Let's see if we can get above 944, and let's see if we can get up to 984. We'll leave it on there. Carvana was a win. All right, some profit taking here. 212 back down, hit magnitude at 424.60. All right, that was a win. All right, win. But there's no actionable signal for next week, so we're going to take it off. DBI, 212 down, but came back up green. You know, leave it alone. Leave it alone. No actionable signal for next week. Macy's, just shy of hitting magnitude. If you're still in this on a put, you need to be watching your dailies, all right, to get you out of that. All right, don't let that go against you. Don't let that go against you. Netflix. All right, we're gonna leave it on here. All right, but it did go 212 down, continuation down. They're trying to buy Warner Brothers. All right, they're trying really hard. Paramount rejected, or excuse me, Warner Brothers rejected Paramount's hostile takeover. They're like, nah, you ain't doing that, son. All right, so now we got a hammer on the week, and it's a stubby little hammer. All right, at $94.60. The magnitude's 97. The next target after that is 99. So this could be a way in on something. I'm not saying it's going back to the highs soon. I'm definitely not saying that. But sheesh, it could do something. All right, it could do something. We definitely have a level of reclaim right here. All right, we have a level of reclaim right here, and bam. All right, so we want to see if we get back through this range. Once we get up in the, we do have a hammer. All right, and once we get back in the 97.84, all right, now we could be looking for 109, okay? Once we get through that range, all right, then we could be like, yeah, they really want to start buying this. They're really getting in here, all right? But we got to see. We got to see what the institutions are doing. And we also have to wait for this month to close. But it is hammer on the week for next week above $94.87 Netflix. That could be a way in, okay? Start a small position. PAG was a win. Not a lot of magnitude. 212 down, hit magnitude. That's it. All right, win. It is a hammer for next week's. We'll leave it on the watch. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We got some leftovers. Let's see if it goes above 167.27. The magnitude's 170.44. Procter Gamble did go shooter in force, but came right back up. Remember, if it goes shooter in force, but it's green, don't touch it. All right, don't touch it. Nvidia was a good win. All right, win. All right, hammer in force above 180.99. The magnitude was 188.19, and it went just a little further up to 192.55. This is a great starter if you're trying to get back up into a 211. This is a good way to start that. All right, but if you traded options on this, I'm sure that was really good. All right, let's see if we get a 2-2 reversal back up on the month right now. Nvidia, that great win. All right, that was a great trade right there. Adobe getting their act together. All right, 212 back up on the week, and it's 2 back up on the month. That's good. All right. Didn't really do much here for that Momo hammer. We're looking for a 212 up. It didn't really do a lot. It is getting back up into this level of reclaim right here, trying to get back up to 376.21. All right. ACAM. Didn't do a lot. It is shooter on the week for next week above below 88.12. The magnitude is 85.41. Okay, and then if it gets below that, below $86.01, the bottom of that level of reclaim is $70.94. We'll leave it on there. CRM win 212 back up, hit magnitude at 267.38. All right. HPE didn't do much. Blah. Boring. MasterCard win 312 up. That's what that looks like. That's what that looks like. 312 back up. All right. Getting back through this level of reclaim back here, trying to get back up to 586.19. All right. Getting back through all of that. So awesome. No actionable signal for next week. Taking it off. Oracle did go in force 322 back up, but didn't do much. You can still be in that, but it didn't do a lot. And if you're in options, you're not happy. All right. You're not happy at all. But let's see what they want to do next week. Hopefully they continue to buy. Hopefully they continue to buy. No actionable signal for next week. KC win for 22 back up above 559.80, and took out some targets up here at 574. All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. Form, this is a semiconductor, didn't do much, but you could still be in that. It just didn't move. ON did go hammer and force, but it went red. Okay, I don't want to be buying stuff that's red. TSM didn't hit magnitude, but you can still be in that. No actionable signal for tomorrow. Duke, nothing. Went back up. Waste management went right back up. All right, you got to take the trash out. You got to take the trash out. I just thought there would be some profit taking here, but what it did do is went scenario 3 on the week and reconfirmed the buyers on the month. Okay. AMD, also semiconductor, went hammer and force, but it's red. All right, AMD did a lot. NVIDIA did a lot better there. No actionable signal for next week. Autodesk went 2 up at red. AMAT inside on the week for next week. Let's see if they really want to start buying this thing above 263.09. Honestly, it doesn't look like it, but it's an actionable signal. Microsoft as well inside on, well, did it go 2 up? Hold on. If it did, it barely. Nope, it's inside on the week. Wow. Teeny tiny little super guy right there above 489.35. All right, trying to get back up to 492. All right, so the top of the Spotnik formation is 553.75. So again, could be just a starter. Could be a starter. So we'll leave it on the list. LAD inside on the week still. We'll leave it there. Stitch Fish, hammer. Well, is that a hammer or a doji? It's a doji. Take it off. Boo. I don't like no dojis. Cardio did go 2 up on the week, but it was red. Boo. Amazon win, hammer in force on the week, hit magnitude at 232.44. Yep. And you could be in that still, okay? All right, you could still be in that. We'll see what they want to do next month. It could be a 212 reversal back up. We'll see. No actionable signal for next week. DHR didn't hit magnitude, but that's definitely a 322 back up. And if you took that, you could still be in that. All right, DHR used to be somebody. All right, so it's got some room on that. No actionable signal for next week. So we have some leftovers. All right. And if there's anything you want to look at, put the tickers in the chat now. We have some leftovers for next week. Okay. Leftovers for next week. Again, if there's any tickers, If there's any tickers you want to look at, let me know. Okay. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Nike. I said we were going to look at Nike. We're definitely going to put this on the list. Let's see if this thing goes above $61.04 up to, the magnitude is $68.42. All right. All right, 42 cents. We were looking at retail. Let's go down to retail. Is there anything in retail worth looking at? Retail, let's see here. XRT was a hammer on the week, Momo hammer on the week. So we're looking for other things that are Momo hammer on the week. All right, that's what we're looking for. All right. Already talked about Amazon. Man, Abercrombie getting their act back together. Wow. Wow. Sheesh. From $71 at the, looks like around Thanksgiving time, November 24th, from $71.31 to $126.84. Wow. Holy crap. Fantastic move for Abercrombie. All right, what are they putting in the jeans over there? What are they putting in the jeans? All right, we got some Greg's in the house. What's up, Greg? We got some tickers. He said, "Give me these tickers." All right, give me a second here. We got Claire's with a hammer on the week above $13.46. Not too exciting, but it is a hammer. We're looking for that good stuff. Come on, man. Costco inside on the week. I'm definitely putting that on there, even though that's not a hammer, but that is an inside bar. Let's see if they can get that thing above 877 and get that thing going back to the highs. We all know Costco is not going anywhere. CRMT, possible 312 up above $27.44. Actionable signal on CR retail. All right, let me do a couple more here, and then we'll get to the tickers. Dillard's. I'm not calling that a hammer. It looks hammerish. We'll come back to that one. I don't know. Dollar General continues to move to the highs. Momo hammer above 138.83. That's a 2-2 continuation on the week, but so you'll have to find a reversal on the daily or the 60 to get in on that. But Dollar General getting their act together. Dick's Sporting Goods. We got some old stuff on the chart. That's the same. That's an ugly hammer. We'll wait on that. All right. So we want to see Docu. He said, "Show me Docu." Looking at Docu inside on the, is that an inside a week or a 2 up on the week? Oh, inside week. Okay. All right. Inside week. Now, I don't play that whole double inside week crap. All right. The actionable signal is this inside week right here. All right. But it's been stuck inside this level of reclaim back here. Mother bar problems. Let's see if we can get this thing above $71.11. All right, let's see. And the magnitude 72, but Docu. All right. Can we get this thing going back up? All right. We'll see. We'll see. What are they showing us on the month? Green on the month. Somebody wants that thing. All right. So we'll see if we get a 2-on-2 back up in January, definitely for Docu. But inside on the week, we'll see. We'll see. Bam. We'll put it on the watch list. And he said, give me take 2. I've seen 8X Trades talking a lot about this. It is at all-time highs inside on the month. 3-2 up. All right. No actionable signal for next week, but can you still be in this? Yes. All right. Yes. And then here's that level of reclaim. Took out the lows, working really hard to get back to the highs at 257.90. All right. 257.90. So hopefully that's where it goes. No actionable signal for next week, but take two, you can still be in that. Still good. All right, still good. Let's look at the quarterly. All right, let's look at the yearly. All-time highs, all right? All-time highs. Any other tickers, put them in there, put them in there. Still looking for actionable signals on retail. eBay with an inside week. eBay with an inside week above $85.49. And not a strong signal, but I'll put it on the watch list. Expedia, we want those Momo hammers. Where are those Momo hammers at? Give me those Momo hammers. Not seeing a lot here. All right, not seeing a lot here. There's a couple more inside weeks. There we go. There's one. There's one. Let's see here. MNRO above $21. All right, the magnitude's 21. 2182. It is 2 up on the month. Some type of retail store. Don't know what they do. All right, so do a little bit of research on that. Ollie, nope. PAG, did I say that was a hammer? Yeah, I think that's a leftover from our list. All right, Ross Stores. Where's these Momo hammers? I'm not seeing a lot here. We're going to be going. We'll be going to a lot of crap on this chart. Let's go to energies. I'm going to go through a couple more here, and then we're going to go to energies. I see the chat moving. I see the chat moving. All right, not a lot in retail. All right, not a lot, but we got some. Let's go to energies, looking for some downside action here. Energies inside on the week and a shooter. He said, give me CVS and give me team. All right, CVS. CVS, what do we got? No actionable signal on the week. Possible 2 up. It could go 2 up, definitely. But I want to see this be, I want this to be a hammer. I want this to be an inside bar, all right? But it could start moving back up above $79.76, and it's getting their act together, all right? Here's the broadening formation on the month for CVS. They're getting their act together, all right? Team. He also said, give me some Pepsi. Team, what's team doing? Team inside on the week. Team inside on the week, inside on the month. It's the end of the month. I really don't want to be messing nothing. I really don't want to be messing with stuff that's inside on the month. You can see this thing's trading sideways. Your money flow is going down. All right, this could be a reversal down soon, but we do have an inside week. All right, possible 312 up or 312 down. I'll put it on here for you just because it's an inside week. All right. And then he said Pepsi, which takes us into consumer staples that we were already in that. Shooter on the 3 week. Oh no, we don't look at the 3 week here. We want to look at the major time frames. Nothing wrong with looking at the 3 week. All right, that lets me know you're an 8x. You're an 8x trades. I get it, and that's good. That's good. I don't have a 3 week on this one. I can do custom. I can do some customized ones, but I don't have the 3 week on this one. Okay, but if you see a shooter on the 3 week, that's fine. The strat still works the same way. All right, and that's why a lot of people say, well, if everybody knows the strat, well, isn't the strat going to lose its power? Like everybody's going to be trading the same thing? Not necessarily. Okay. Greg was just talking about the shooter on the 3 week for Pepsi. All right, some people are taking, rev strats on a 7-minute chart. Some people are taking 4-minute trades. Like people are, there's actionable signals. The strat is fractal. All right, so if you see a shooter on Pepsi for the 3 week, You can use that. All right, you can use that. Still looking at the month, and the sellers are in control of Pepsi right now. The sellers are in control right now for them. XLE, let's go quickly. Let's look at APA, inside on the week. Inside on the week. BKR, inside on the week. Chevron, shooter on the week. Below 148 weekly. Devon, inside week. EOG, inside week. Bang Energy, FTI, and so is Halliburton, inside week. Now, why am I showing all of these? All right, we want to trade simultaneous breaks. We want to trade a lot of, as many stocks as possible in the same sector doing the same thing. That's trading a simultaneous break. All right. There's another group that talks about, SPY, diamonds, QQQ. They're all doing the same thing, simultaneous break. Yes, that's true. But the real reason you want to trade a simultaneous break is so you can have as many winning positions as you can in the same sector. Okay? The same sector. We don't just want one winning position here and one over there and one over here, one in banks and one in something else. No, I want several winning positions in the same sector. That way it's easier to track. All right. XLP, we started talking about XLP with Pepsi. There's a lot of junk in here. Let's get the good ones. Beyond the Meat, below $1 now. Ugh, Beyond the Profits, goodness gracious. Campbell Soup, Costco, we already talked about Costco. Campbell Soup, no actionable signal there. We already talked about these guys. Hershey's, what's Hershey's doing? Hammer on Hershey's above 187. It's not doing a lot, all right? It's not doing a lot at all. But that is an actionable signal there. Cheese ketchup to the lows. Mondelez. Mondelez is inside on the week. Let's see if we can get that thing above $54.91. Not really strong, all right? Not really strong, but we're going to track it. We'll track it. Pepsi, we already talked about Pepsi. Post cereal, give me some cereal inside on the week. Let's see if they want to get that thing above 101.95. Cereal. Walmart. No actionable signal on Walmart. All right, that's it for XLP. What was another one in here? Let's go back to the broader averages. Was it tech? Nope. XLE, IBB, nope. Healthcare was inside week on healthcare. Let's go to healthcare. All right, this won't take long at all. We're looking for inside weeks on healthcare. All right, we want to see if they want us to keep taking that thing down to the lows. ABBV, inside week on Abbott. Man, Abbott has been a hot mess. Be careful with Abbott, all right? It seems like every time I put it on the list, it does the exact opposite and worse. Like it's just Abbott's a mess. All right, Bristol Myers back to the highs. Look at that trend, fantastic. All right, we got some old stuff here on the chart for BSX. Inside on the week, let's see if we get a 312 up above $96.73. The magnitude is not very much here, but the second target is 101, and it's sitting at all-time highs area. Okay, looking for those inside weeks here. CNC sound machine. Let's see if we can get let's see if we can get this thing above $40.64. The magnitude's 4211 on the second target. All right, it's about that time. You have any questions about the strat? Any questions about the strat? Put it in the chat. Do you have any questions? Now, you see me going through these charts manually. I know other shows and other people, they will show you, you know, they got these beautiful scanners and they got all this stuff. I think it's very important for you to go through these manually. All right, yes, we have the Strat, Easy Strat Scanner, the Strat Soldier Easy Set Scanner. We have a few other scanners that we use, but you'll learn a lot by going through these manually. Johnson & Johnson, all-time highs. Yes, all-time highs, Johnson & Johnson, Johnny John. Hammer on the week above 208.09. The magnitude is 215. 215. Now for next week, I'm not telling you to load up on a bunch of stuff, all right? You got a couple more days in December, and then, you know, the next week, next year, and next month starts, okay? So be careful. I'll be doing a macro vid, and we're looking for yearly signals. Maybe I'll do a little bonus video for you guys too with those macro signals, all right? The yearly stuff. So that's what we have for this week. All right, here's your actionable signals for next week. Seems like a lot. I'm not telling you to trade all of it, but what we are tracking is simultaneous breaks. All right, we got some retail, we got some energies. All right, we got some leftovers from last week. Let's take all these flags off. So through the week, with the Strat Warriors and the Weekend Shift crew, I go through this watch list and we track what's in force, and then and I help them come up with a daily watch list for the next day. All right, if you want to check that out, go to the membership section here on YouTube. Check out the Weekend Shift crew. They get daily videos, and then they also get access to hundreds of old videos of the Weekend Shift and other things. All right, and I try to, and there's also training videos in there, training videos. And then with the Strat Warriors, you get a coaching session 1 hour before the Weekend Shift, and you also get macro vids. All right, and you get access to all the other stuff too. All right, so here's our watch list for next week. If you have TrendSpider, I'm about to update your website, your watch list right now. For everybody else, I'll copy this and put this on Twitter, and there you go. Hopefully you guys had a good Christmas. All right, let me get out of this tank. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic Christmas, and you know, hopefully you got what you wanted. And if you didn't, go to thestratsoldier.com. Check out Zero to Trading and Hammer and Force. All right, it's all wrapped up in a bundle called the Strat Starter Kit. You get that, you get both of those ebooks and a Strat Soldier mug sent to your house. All right, so you can laugh at the charts with me. Someone said, oh, there you go. Sorry about that. Garage Salon, Golden Sachs going to the highs. Yes, it's been amazing with them. So sorry about that, but it is at all-time highs on that. And then also check out Combat Load. Combat Load running a sale on that. It's 30% off. Use promo code WIN. Promo code WIN. That'll get you everything on the website. 3 courses, 2 ebooks, and a one-on-one session with me. And you know, so get in there. This is the Strat Soldier for the Weekend Shift. Thank you so much, Car Dave. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Dub, Ryan, Beach Bum, Aaron, thank you so much for you guys being in here, and thank you for the support. Thank you guys too, you guys watching the recording, and you guys have a good weekend. Don't try and be a hero next. We do have some actionable signals, all right? So, but don't be a hero. If you have the time off and you're at home with your family, chill with your family, all right? You can create some winning positions. You can trade, all right? But don't try and make up all your Christmas money back. You know, don't try and make all your money back that you spent on Christmas in 3 days, 2 days. You know, don't do that. There's going to be people. There's going to be a lot of people promoting that kind of stuff. All right. There's going to be I made 5,000% on this thing because of that. All right. Don't do that. Be careful. All right. I want you guys to actually learn how to do this for real and be consistent. Beach Bum, thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.